What is up, everybody? Zach and Kieran here with another video that we don't have
short notice.
And short notice.
Yeah. Welcome back to Coffee and KOs. This is Short Notice with Zach and Kieran. Today we're here to talk about if Dana White could choose a champion in every single UFC weight class, what fighter would it be?
Thank God you picked up the slack there.
See, broadcast communications degree. I was on the way to getting it, and then it happened.
It was my first day. It was my first day back at work in over a year, so I'm a little drained here.
Oh, yeah. I feel you. That's unfortunate.
But yeah, Dana White, if he could choose his champs, who would it be? So we know this is for those of you that are casuals and do not understand. These are not people that we think should be the champion or whatever else you're thinking of. This is if Dana White could pick who is going to be the champ.
Yeah.
This is who it would be. All right, so we're gonna start with the women's divisions, and then we'll go down.
Okay.
So first, women's strawweight. I have Joanna Jędrzejczyk. I think that Dana loved her. I think that she was a good champ, but also I feel like, and this probably is gonna sound bad, but I feel like with most of the women's divisions, looks are very important when it comes to selling fights. People love Paige Van Zandt for that reason. They love Rachel Ostovich for that reason. I think Mackenzie Dern is getting some love now for that reason. So Joanna, pretty good looking. She was a good champ. She had a really good fight against Zhang Weili. The women's divisions also don't have fights that are typically super exciting and like bangers, of fights. Yeah. And she had that with Zhang Weili. So I kind of think Joanna Jędrzejczyk for the women's strawweight.
So for women's strawweight, I think who Dana wants to be the champion right now is already the champion in Zhang Weili. I think he has something a little bit against Joanna, which is the reason why he didn't give. Well, actually, no, I wouldn't say against. She's definitely one of the most exciting, but I think there's a reason why Zhang Weili isn't getting a rematch automatically with Joanna, when I think that made the most sense. I mean, I like Rose, but she had a razor thin fight against Jessica Andrade, who she already beat, who already beat her. And then Zhang Weili knocked Andrade out. And I know MMA math doesn't work, but whenever it comes to divisional rankings, you have to take that sort of stuff into account. Zhang Weili opens up a whole different door to that Chinese market, which I think the UFC is really trying to tap into.
Also
true, they opened up that giant performance institute out there. Zhang Weili is a huge star over there. I remember freaking Dana was flexing to him. He's like, on the Chinese Google, she was the most searched name for like the whole weekend and all this other shit. I think Zhang Weili's who he wants, because if he can sell pay-per-views to a market with close to 2 billion people, or with over 1 billion people. Now I don't think they're close to 2, but yeah, with over 1 billion people, I mean that's a huge market to tap into. I think Zhang Weili's the person that he wants to be champion post Paige Van Zandt departing the UFC.
Yes. Okay, women's flyweight. I think it stays with Valentina Shevchenko. I think her fight style is a draw. People are kind of drawn to her, the way that she fights, the knockouts. Any UFC fighter, MMA fighter that can put the others away. Like Amanda Nunes or like Valentina. The way that they have, like the knockout of Jessica I was just ridiculous.
Yeah,
like something like that. I think that's going to draw fans. Dana White is a fan of fighters finishing fights. Valentina finishes fights. She dominates fights. Super marketable. So I would go Valentina Shevchenko stays for the women's flyweight.
Yeah, for women's flyweight, I'd say the same thing. It's Valentina. The only one that I could see possibly being one, which is completely random, but Alexa Grasso. She's a really cute Hispanic girl from Mexico. I think she tapped into a giant Mexican market. And I mean, I'm from Texas. I know freaking Mexicans love their fighters, bro. Like it's crazy. They're super passionate. I mean, Canelo, Julio Cesar Chavez, everyone, they get behind them. And I think it would transfer over to the UFC as well. I mean, look at Kane, yeah, Valentina Shevchenko, I think, though, is the person. She's the most exciting. She's the best in that division by a long shot. And I think dominance sells. So I go with Valentina Shevchenko.
All right, moving on to the women's bantamweight. I'm actually going to go Ronda Rousey. Dana White was a Ronda Rousey fanatic. If she wanted to come back tomorrow, he'd be all in. She sells.
Look who just came back too.
Yeah, Miesha Tate. But
I think we're getting to the point now where Amanda is starting to gain female popularity because of her dominance. It's that Michael Jordan, LeBron James effect where it's just like, holy shit, I want to see greatness. And now that one of the best pound for pound fighters in all of the UFC is a woman, and an openly gay woman at that sells a lot, especially if they know how to market her. I just think the UFC has been reluctant to market her because she's had fights like the one against Raquel Pennington in Brazil that was fucking horrible.
Well, they also what I liked the last time is, like you mentioned, her family, she's openly gay, which is totally fine, and they're finally like marketing that. Like there was in her embedded video, she's a parent now, so I think that's something.
They had a whole mom feature about it.
Yes, which is cool, and that's a different perspective because they always talk about how any straight female fighter that has kids, they're always talking about it.
Yeah, all I hear about Michelle Watterson is, that's another name for 115. She would sell like crazy because she's
Mackenzie Dern too. They always talk about the kids.
Fight mom. Yeah.
Yes.
The whole thing.
I agree. But for bantamweight, I had Ronda Rousey because Dana White just loves her. It's known that Dana White loves her, and she does sell.
If Ronda Rousey came back, 100% it'd be Ronda Rousey. No one else sells like her. Not the only man that sells like her is Conor. That's it. Yeah.
It's because she's the pioneer. She is the woman that started this whole trend. So I don't like Ronda against anyone really, aside from like you said it last one, Cheyenne Buys.
Cheyenne Buys can't defend a head and arm. I mean, Ilya Rankin, she can do pretty well against some of these. I mean, Macy Chiasson, Marion
she wouldn't do good against anyone who can can box. No. Anyone that can box and stuff takedowns, she would do well against.
Anyone that can just push her off of her. It's not going to go well for her. But yeah, Ronda Rousey, I agree with you to some extent, but I probably have like one Ronda, and then two Amanda Nunes. And then right after that, it'd be Miesha Tate as far as who Dana would want.
Yeah, I actually have for women's featherweight, I put Amanda Nunes there. I don't know how long the featherweight division will be around for women, but in the meantime, it allowed me to put Ronda and Amanda together. So I'm going to go Amanda Nunes for women's featherweight because there's literally no other women in featherweight to market.
No. And he hates Cyborg. So that's not a thing.
What's funny is he actually hated Amanda Nunes for a while. He was not keen on her.
He was not keen. He didn't push her. And I think that was kind of lame, like you have this openly gay woman who's a dominant force as champion. I don't know. We'll see though. But now I think he's fully bought in on Amanda Nunes. I mean, my girlfriend is like hitting me up like, when's Amanda fighting next? And that's a pretty big thing.
Well, we're in a critical time in the US where women are kind of, I think especially now with the NCAA tournament where you saw like, how bad the women had it compared to how great the men had it. Exactly. And it's like women are still fighting for equality and like dominance. And so here's this woman who literally dominates she beats the shit out of everyone she fights.
Yep.
And people are literally saying, put her up against, a semi a man and she could possibly like Jake Paul, like the fact that Dana White said, I'll throw her to Jake Paul.
Yeah. I mean, she's badass. It's great.
All right. So we move to the male divisions. Do you want to start with heavyweight down or do you want to go flyweight up?
Let's go flyweight up. Flyweight up. I think it's more fun that way.
So flyweight, I actually have Henry Cejudo. I think Figueiredo. 100%. I think Figueiredo is gonna be marketable, but Henry Cejudo to me, like, it's people don't like the cringe. People don't like the cringe, so you either like Cejudo and you're gonna tune in to watch him fight, or you hate him and you're hoping that he loses because of his cringy personality. That we always say you have to market yourself and you have to. Whether people like it or love it, like Colby Covington, whether people like it or love it, you got to sell. And Triple C's done that. He's gotten better. And not only that, he's exciting to watch. Every single fight he's in is exciting.
He brought excitement back to that division.
Yes, 100%. So I go Henry Cejudo for flyweight.
But Zach, who would Dana want to be the champions of these divisions if they didn't have to fight?
You don't think it would be?
Dana does not like it.
He doesn't like it?
I'll put it this way. Look at how he's begging for Khabib to come back. When Henry retired, it was like, okay, cool, you're stripped the next freaking Monday. Doesn't matter. He doesn't want to deal with Henry Cejudo. He doesn't like Henry Cejudo. I don't think so. I don't think he does. Henry Cejudo would sell way better than Davidson Figueiredo would because he loves the big matchups. I don't think he would go back to flyweight, but then again, I think he would dominate all these guys in flyweight too, rather easily.
I think if Figueiredo kind of blew up enough, I think that he'd go back to flyweight. If Figueiredo turned out to be
money is everything though. It's money is everything. He's waiting for bantamweight to figure itself out. I mean, Henry's older. He's like 33 years old. He's already been through everything and accomplished everything. He's waiting for that one dominant champion. Of course, I think personally, I think Dana would want to get behind the Davison train. Davison, he's entertaining. He hits hard as hell for 125. I go with Davison in that one just because I think the UFC, I think the brass probably would like Henry Cejudo more because he probably make them more money. But Dana, I'd say Davison Figueiredo.
See, I picked Cejudo because I think money plays a factor. Dana can play, act like he doesn't like these guys. He can act like he doesn't like Jon Jones. He knows where his bread is buttered, and he knows, Jon Jones, those guys. Same with Conor. Oh, he was done with Conor. The second Conor wanted to come back, he bowed down to Conor. So Dana White talks a good game in the media because he doesn't want to seem like a pushover. I think if it came down to making more money with Cejudo or Figueiredo, he's going to take Cejudo.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Yep.
All right, bantamweight. This is where it gets a little dicey. I don't know if you're going to agree.
Okay.
I'm going Sean O'Malley. I think if Dana White had to choose, it would be Sean O'Malley. I think that Sean O'Malley has probably the biggest personality in the division.
Dude's an unranked fighter with 1 million Instagram followers.
Yes.
And everybody all the hardcores fucking hate him.
Yeah, you either hate him or love him.
You're going to tune in to watch him fight every time. You're going to want to see that dude get slept.
So, I was listening to Michael Bisping's podcast today, and they're talking about Tyron Woodley, and they're talking about, and there's just no show they only cover typically the co-main and the main event. There's no show that did not mention Sugar Sean O'Malley. Not one. Sean O'Malley is a star.
Talk about him
without being ranked. He's exciting to watch. He's got the hair. He's got the smokes weed. He says controversial shit on his show. He's just a very lively figure.
And he's got that hate. That hate factor is everything, man. That hate factor is everything. I like Peter Yan. I think Peter Yan's great, but he's not going to move the needle that much. Cody Garbrandt, I think, is another guy that might be able to move the needle. I mean, he's kind of, I feel like they try to push him early on, but now after taking some bad losses, it's not really the most
I think they're hesitant to push him anymore.
Exactly, because they don't want to give him too much. But yeah, I like Sean O'Malley. Sean O'Malley was my choice as well.
Oh, perfect.
Yep.
All right, so then we move to featherweight. I think this is an easy choice. Conor McGregor. I think Conor McGregor at featherweight. Conor McGregor's most success was at featherweight. No, he's not. He's not. But his best success was at featherweight. That's where, Conor McGregor. That's all I have to say. I don't have to explain it. He sells fights. He's changed the game of shit talk. He changed the game of how important, he is the person that made MMA viral, that whole shit. Yeah. It's Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor is this is the best spot I could put him to make my list as good as I possibly could. Yeah. So featherweight for Conor McGregor for me.
Mine is anyone but Alexander Volkanovski.
Okay, yes.
Hey, you look at all of the male UFC champions, he easily has the least. He easily has the least likable. No, I'm not saying he's likable, but the least entertaining personality. He's not really doing anything for anyone. I mean, Max Holloway's a very entertaining, great champion, super exciting fighter to watch. All of the tools. I think they like pushing Brian Ortega. He's a California kid. He looks good. Looks like handsome Squidward from SpongeBob. Also, Zabit Magomed-Shapirov. That's a huge market. He could be the next Khabib if he gets pushed as that. But Alexander Volkanovski is from Australia. A lot of Australians don't even know who dude is.
I've noticed Australians have a really tough time moving the needle. Even Robert Whittaker. Robert Whittaker was a guy that, I mean, if you're a fight fan, you love Robert Whittaker. But if you're a casual, who the hell is Robert Whittaker?
Exactly. They don't move the needle for anyone. They're just more chill, relaxed people. I think they just don't. There's nothing that Alexander Volkanovski said outside of whenever he was at that press conference with Colby Covington. It was like, there's nothing wrong with being a virgin and a nerd. I think that was fucking I mean, yeah, I think Yair, Zabit, Brian Ortega, Max Holloway, I think they'd be more happier with, or Chan Sung Jung. Everyone in the top 5 outside of Alexander Volkanovski, I think they'd be happy with. Chan Sung Jung, giant Korean market. Yair Rodriguez, giant Mexican market. Zabit, giant Russian market. Brian Ortega, giant American and Hispanic market. You know?
Yeah.
Max Holloway, he's already been the champion, and I think he should be champion right now. But yeah, I'd say anyone in the top 5, not Alexander Volkanovski.
I like it.
Well, of course, Conor, if Conor dropped down, you know.
Yes.
Lightweight, should we just...
Conor. I just say Khabib. I say Khabib.
Khabib? You would rather he... Khabib.
Dana White. White.
I think he wants Conor to be champion. If
but
Conor's
like
champion,
you said earlier, though, has Dana ever begged anyone else other than Khabib to come back the way that he did?
He'd beg Conor. He begged Conor to come back both times he retired. I mean,
but he publicly made it known that he was like he was
Conor has done
on his knees for.
If anyone
Khabib.
else went to an event that they weren't taking part of and threw a dolly through a bus, they'd be fucking cut. Like,
true.
No, Conor gets special treatment. They want Conor to be champion. The only reason why they want Khabib back
is for
Conor. The Conor. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like they want that money from him. Conor sells, and they need competition for Conor that sells. You know, of course, the Dustin rematch is going to do more because Dustin beat him. But Conor versus Charles Oliveira, no one knows who the fuck Charles Oliveira is. Conor versus Michael Chandler, you're not selling many people on Michael Chandler. I'm sorry, after that one performance, it's cool and all, but nobody fucking knows who Michael Chandler is. You know, the casuals don't know who Michael Chandler is. It's Conor. Conor moves the needle everywhere.
See, I put Conor at featherweight so I could throw Khabib at lightweight. Because in my opinion, I think Dana loves him. You said the Russian market. I mean, and also the casual will tune in for Khabib because every fight is this going to be the guy? For the casual fan, it's always, is this going to be the guy that gives Khabib his first loss? Is this going to, and so I feel like that instantly buys pay-per-views. You have the 29-0, which is remarkable. So for me, I think Khabib at lightweight, and that's why I put Conor at
Khabib
featherweight.
Because that's the thing, though, too. Khabib sells by himself.
Yeah.
I mean, and also, I think the UFC lost a lot of money putting his past 2 pay-per-views at fucking 2 p.m.
Yeah, that was
weird.
Did they do it for the Russian community?
Yes, I'm sure they do it for the Russians because I'm pretty sure they sold a lot of Russian pay-per-views, but the U.S. numbers aren't going to be good at all from that. You know, I don't think they did well, but I'm sure in Russia they did a fuck ton because, I mean, you want those Russians to not stay up until fucking 6 a.m., 5 a.m. in the morning to watch the fights. But
yeah,
shit, I don't know. I mean, I like Khabib. I think Khabib's a freaking global superstar, but it's Conor. Conor moves everything for him. If Conor's a champion and Conor's dominant, everyone's tuning in to watch. And it's kind of scary now. I think the UFC is in a really, really vulnerable position with Conor because say he goes out there and loses to Dustin again,
he's done.
That fucking aura that he has over him is gone. He's a very beatable fighter then. He just becomes an average lightweight. And it's just like what made him special was the shit talk, the personality, but also the wins.
And the mystic Mac, like literally calling his shots and making them come to fruition too, was insane.
He has 2 wins since 2016. Eddie Alvarez. Oh no, it's like Eddie Alvarez and Donald Cerrone. 2 guys that aren't even ranked. Who wouldn't even be ranked right now in the current lightweight division? Yeah, they wouldn't. Not even close. But it's Conor. It's Conor. It's Conor.
All right. Welterweight. I have Khamzat Chimaev. That is Dana's boy. I think they pushed him really fast. They're hoping that Khamzat becomes a champ. And also I just think, the only other person I think would be Masvidal. I think Masvidal. You think easily?
Masvidal is getting a rematch.
I know.
Hold up. Masvidal is getting a rematch. Less than a year removed from losing 50-45 in a title fight.
He hasn't. Part of that is because Usman called for it too.
He hasn't. Why though? Because he knows he's going to make more money doing it. UFC wants Masvidal, and the only reason the UFC will do it is because Usman knows it's easy ass money. He knows it's easy ass money. He wants that fucking pay per view. Like Masvidal's running his mouth. He's like, oh yeah, hell yeah, I'll take that fight. It's easy money again. And the UFC's like, oh yeah, sure. We know it's going to sell no matter fucking what. We want Masvidal because if Masvidal wins the title, he's freaking huge. He's box office. He's going to sell pay per views. It's Masvidal.
I just know that Masvidal's going to get ragdolled. Then all the casuals are finally going to be like, yeah, he's not that good. And then it's going to clear the way for Khamzat, who Dana has pushed.
I feel like Masvidal's about to go on a very steep decline. But right now, as we speak, it's Masvidal. After Masvidal gets washed again, it'll be Khamzat. We'll see.
I think it's Khamzat now. I'm looking into the future. I'm gonna say Khamzat. You don't push a guy like they literally talk about him like he is a top 5 fighter, and he's literally ranked. Was he 15? He's ranked 15.
Yeah.
So I mean, and
is he even ranked? I don't even think he's ranked. No, he's not. He
might not even be ranked. He was already like people were already like, oh my god, Khamzat is retiring. Like he's already kind of big, and he hasn't even really made it yet. Yeah. So I just think like the casual fans even know Khamzat. This is a guy that's fought 3 times and he knocked these guys out in less than a minute every time, and he beat the shit out of Gerald Mearshart. So I don't know. There's just something about Khamzat that I think that people are already drawn to, and he hasn't done anything yet.
Yeah.
So I think he's set up perfect from the UFC when he comes back. I think someone said July is when they're looking at,
hopefully
booking him. So
him and Neil Magny is what I'm hearing, which I think Neil Magny will get watched if Khamzat's for real. Because I fucking hate Neil Magny, man. I don't hate him. I think he's a great guy. He's a nice guy. It's just like I just hate whenever we hype him up like he actually has a chance against some of these elite contenders. I just remember him getting his
Steve was taking Neil Magny. And I was like, bro, Michael Chiesa is going to destroy this man. He's going to wrestle the hell out of him for 3 rounds or 5 rounds. And Neil Magny
is promoted as a wrestler.
Yeah.
And he just gets fucking ragdolled by everyone he fights.
Yeah.
Anyway,
middleweight
is Adesanya.
Easy. It's easy. Yeah, there's not even a question. There's no one else there to market. So
now here's a real interesting one though. Obviously, middleweight's Izzy. Light heavyweight. Is it Izzy or is it Jon?
I put Jon. I think Jon because we already saw, and I don't care what Dana White says, he will do anything for Jon Jones. So he's literally just putting on a poker face, trying to act like a tough guy.
Yeah. I love how there's people in Jon Jones's replies now that he's asking for money that show like the top like 10 pay-per-views of all time, and he's like not on the list or whatever. I'm like, y'all do realize Jon Jones sold 600,000 pay-per-view buys fighting Anthony Smith.
Well, that's what Aaron tried to say that to me. He's like, Jon Jones isn't on that list. I said, Jon Jones, like if you look at the people he's fought outside of DC, and that's not his doing, that's just the state of the division.
Yep.
Let's be honest. I wasn't really all that thrilled again for Jon Jones. I mean, I love Jon Jones, so I'm going to watch it, but like I wasn't thrilled for Jon Jones, Thiago Santos, Jon Jones, Anthony Smith, Jon Jones, Dominic Reyes. Like I wasn't really pumped about any of those because it doesn't get the needle moving. No,
those weren't huge fights. Those are not entertaining fights. I mean, light heavyweight, there's no good. Why do you think he moved up? Yeah. I think he could beat all these guys. You're seriously going to sit here and tell me that Jon's scared of Jan Blachowicz? Like, you think Jon's afraid to fight these guys? No. I mean, the dude sold. Okay, to put this in perspective for you, if a world championship boxer sells 500,000 pay-per-views plus during a fight, he's making $10-15 million for that fight. Jon Jones is making a third of that.
Mm-hmm.
And he's selling more than world championship boxers are, And then Dana White's just like, he's asking for Deontay Wilder money. Outside of the Tyson Fury fight, the second time, Deontay Wilder's never had a pay-per-view sell as high as Jon Jones's pay-per-views versus Daniel Cormier, Anthony Smith, freaking Thiago Santos. Doesn't matter. Jon Jones is a draw. He's right. It's Conor, Khabib, Masvidal now because of the Nate Diaz stuff. You can add Masvidal in there, or we can add Diaz in there, and then it's Jon Jones. Like Jon Jones sells pay-per-views. People watch Jon Jones.
Izzy might be getting there too.
Izzy's up there. Izzy's up there now. Izzy sold 700,000 against Paulo Costa. Still, that's his biggest rivalry so far, and it wasn't as much as Jon versus DC.
Yeah.
I don't know. Izzy versus Jon would be a great fight for pay-per-view numbers. It'd be not competitive though. In real and now, like you say, after seeing Izzy at light heavyweight, I'm going Jon Jones. I think the UFC would want Jon Jones. They want a dominant champion, and I think they're kind of punishing him now.
Yeah, I think if Izzy would have gone and like starched freaking Jan Blachowicz, I think then we're easily saying Izzy. And then you could probably throw Jon Jones maybe at heavyweight. But I don't know what Jon's going to do at heavyweight. And we already saw what Izzy did at light heavyweight. He's not a light heavyweight. He will never be a light heavyweight. And so Jon Jones to me is light heavyweight is so watered down that there is no one else that could even threat Jon Jones numbers anyway. So Dana, even if Dana wanted to choose someone else, he couldn't.
Glover Teixeira's move the needle?
No.
You think? Fuck no, it's not moving the needle. Fuck no. Jan Blachowicz versus Glover Teixeira will do 200,000 fucking pay-per-view buys. Nobody I understand hardcores might care and they might love Jan Blachowicz, but at the same time, that shit's not doing anything for anyone.
Yeah. No, I
Jon
agree.
Jones comes back down and everyone's watching that shit.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Dana, even if Dana hated Jon, he would have no one else to choose, so he would choose Jon anyway.
Exactly. If Izzy said I'm never going back up to 205 again, he'd be begging for Jon Jones back for that 205 division. I think Jan's a great guy, but he's not the best light heavyweight in the world. I don't think anybody's really convinced themselves of that.
No, you know, I agree.
A fucking retired Daniel Cormier on a diet comes back and beats Jan Blachowicz, in my opinion. I'm not lying. A 42
outside of possibly getting clipped, you know.
Yeah.
But no, I agree. I think that he could wrestle Jan.
I don't know. It is what it is. But I'm saying Jon at light heavyweight for the same exact reason why you said Izzy going up there and looking severely outsized like he did. I don't think. I mean, obviously it'd be nice, you know, because it set up a huge fight with Jon. But that's also why I think Dana's like, oh, I'd go down to 185 because he still wants that Izzy and Jon money because he knows it's there. That's a bitter rivalry and he knows the money's there. But also, that shit's not competitive. Anyone with anyone that understands and has been watching this sport for a long time knows that Jon Jones versus Israel Adesanya is not a competitive fight, and that shit has been completely ruined by that match.
Especially at 205.
You're getting taken down by someone that's not known for the wrestling ability.
Yeah.
We're talking about the same guy, Jan Blachowicz, that got out-grappled severely by Alexander Gustafsson.
Mm-hmm.
Got out-grappled by Corey Anderson the first time they fought. And yes, he's made improvements. You really think Jon Jones isn't a better grappler than Jan Blachowicz right now?
Listen, you're talking to one of the biggest Jon Jones fans.
I know.
So.
I know. We sound like some Jon Jones fans, but
we are.
We are. It's just, I don't know. But now, heavyweight.
I don't know what you're gonna have. I have Brock Lesnar. Listen.
Okay, we gotta take out the retired, like the 40. If he can't, he's not fighting in the UFC. Outside of Brock Lesnar, because he's not passing a piss test.
Listen, I don't like Brock Lesnar. I think he's one of the more overhyped dudes to ever fight in the UFC, in my opinion, because the heavyweight division was ass back then. But Dana White loves Brock, and these fighters would not be calling out. You had Jon Jones, you had DC, you have fighters still calling out Brock Lesnar at the heavyweight division because he is such a draw. Dana White, I'm telling you, if Brock Lesnar said today that he wants to come back, Dana White would be. And listen, this isn't me picking it. This is hypothetical Dana. And hypothetical Dana is taking Brock Lesnar. And what's sad is he's probably taking Lesnar, and more people are going to buy a Brock Lesnar pay-per-view than probably a Francis Ngannou pay-per-view. Maybe not. Francis, the only other guy
versus Francis Ngannou would be fucking insane. Oh my God. I mean, and Brock would get slept within 10 seconds, but it'd be insane.
But he's going to sell more than Francis, and he's going to sell more than Stipe. I don't think it's right. I don't think it's
not
right.
happening though. Like that's out of the realm of possibility. That's like I don't know. It's not.
If I had to pick someone other than Brock,
you got to pick out someone other than Brock. You say Francis?
Francis, yeah. Just based on, especially after this weekend, I think that Francis, with his knockout ability, like that Mike Tyson appeal. Like I said, it's such an adrenaline type thing when you pay $70 for a pay-per-view and then it lasts 10 seconds. Like I'll never forget the Conor McGregor knockout of Aldo. And I paid for the pay-per-view and I'm watching with my parents who don't know shit about MMA. Yeah. And it ended in 10 seconds. And my dad goes, "What the hell? That's it? $70 for that?" And I was like, I'm hyped as hell because I'm like, this is like one of the greatest moments in UFC history. Yeah. And then my dad's like, "What the hell?" And I was like, "You just don't get it, man." Like, it's just so for me, like, it would probably be Francis from that point of view. Like, he's gonna start drawing people now, especially because I really think like he is probably the most powerful guy we've seen in combat sports since Mike Tyson. But my original pick, Brock Lesnar, I still think would sell more and be more favorable for Dana, just based on money and pay-per-views.
100. I mean, no one's more marketable than Brock Lesnar, but
which is annoying. Don't get me wrong; it sucks. It's annoying.
I think Francis is on the way.
I do too.
Which is weird because I know Dana's like giving Jon shit, but I think the real reason why he's giving Jon shit is he knows Jon can take out one of his biggest stars now, like one of the guys with the biggest potential. You know, that's why I think he wants Ngannou to fight. I don't think he wants to pay Jon the money to fight Francis, because I think he knows, like, Jon might give Francis some issues. Like, he's not ignorant, you know. Jon's very well-rounded, extremely defensively responsible, and Francis hasn't really gone up against someone that's that defensively responsible. You know, Dana definitely wants Francis, though. Dana 100% wants Francis. I think he sees Brock is gone, though. He don't want Brock anymore. Brock is 40 years old.
I give it like 1 or 2 more years, and then Brock will officially be dead.
As long as USADA, as long as USADA is also still true, yeah, it's not going to happen. That's literally the reason why he retired. He wanted to come back and fight DC, but he knew the testing was going to be way too stringent, like way too strict. The only reason why he came back under the USADA pool to fight Mark Hunt was because he got an exemption. You remember? Like
he still tested hot.
Yeah, and he's still pissed hot. Of course he pissed hot. It's the problem is he had to leave the pool. He has to get another exemption coming back, right? It's not going to happen, though. He's not going to get one. He's going to piss hot before. Like, he's on fucking roids. Like, he's not going to fight off roids. And I know it's fun and all, but at the same time, he's not going to make a fight because he's going to disqualify himself before being able to actually fight. So it's just out of the realm of possibility for me. Francis, though, he has that Mike Tyson factor. Dude can knock anybody out with one punch. He has an incredible story. You know, just
his story needs to be a movie.
Absolutely, it will be a movie. He came from absolutely fucking nothing. Nothing. You know, he should have been champion for a while too now, but it's Francis. I don't think he wants Jon Jones to be a champion. Also, the other thing is, say Jon Jones beats Francis, who's to say Jon doesn't just retire?
Why not?
You know what I'm saying? And then you have a vacant belt right there. And now your biggest star at that weight class just took a loss. That's also a really tough thing to sell whenever everyone knows that they're not the best in that weight class, you know?
I'm not saying Jon. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm not saying Jon is like for sure going to beat Francis. You never know. But at the same time, like the optics, like if Francis beats Jon Jones, fucking strap on. Like DC saying, if Francis goes out there and knocks out Jon Jones, he will be a bigger star than Brock Lesnar ever was. I'm sorry.
I agree.
Nobody's rocked Jon Jones yet in his career. Nobody's wobbled him. Nobody's dropped him. Like, no. If Francis goes out there and fucking knocks out Jon Jones, he's up there with Conor McGregor as far as the biggest fighters in the UFC. That is a large African man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the only other person, because he's a meme, Derek Lewis.
Maybe. Yeah.
He's
fun. But he's not beating all these guys.
Oh no, he's not. Yeah. But I'm just saying hypothetically, if Dana could choose,
Dana would like it for the,
because don't get me wrong, I feel like my casual friends will literally just be like, Derek Lewis is fighting tonight. And they know I do a UFC podcast, so I already know Derek Lewis is fighting, and they'll text me and they're like, Derek Lewis is fighting tonight. I was like, yeah, I know, man. I know Derek Lewis is fighting tonight.
I know. I've been aware for months that he's fighting tonight. Yeah, no. So I'll say
balls
are
probably still hot.
Yeah, they definitely are. I'll say Francis. 100% Francis is the guy they want as champion. There's too much potential there. He could be huge.
I agree. Listen, I love
Nurmagomedov's going to fucking wipe them all out, though, and then everyone's going to think, oh, this is a giant, sexy Frenchman, and then he's going to take off. Watch, I'm telling you. I
mean, it could be him, too. It's still a little too soon for him.
No. He don't want Gon, especially after that fight. He doesn't want to give Gon anything. Because this is my thing. I think he wants to protect Francis now that he has him in that opportunity. I think he does, man. I think that's why he wants to do the Derek Lewis fight. He knows that's an easier fight. Like, Derek Lewis, marketable, meme, Francis Ngannou, marketable. And he's probably going to beat Derek Lewis. He's going to get some fame off of that, you know? But I don't know. He wants, I mean, it's smart promotion, though. It's kind of what boxing
I feel like really outside of Francis, with the current fighters, there's no one else to take. So I feel like Dana doesn't really have a choice anyways.
No.
So
he's
kind of same with the light heavyweight division.
Which is weird that it's taken this long to get. The DC shit really upset me. The fact that they had 3 fights. Like, there's only been, 4 men fight for the title in that time period. It's been DC, Stipe, Francis, and Derek Lewis since like 2017 or something. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm
about to get crazy though now.
I'm very excited Francis has the title, because I'm tired of that shit. I feel like he's been the best heavyweight in the world for a minute now, and
he'll stay active. He wants to fight all the time. So I think that's also why I think the Derek Lewis fight happens, because I don't think Jon will be ready quick enough, and I think Francis is like, let me fight. Like, especially like you said, he came from nothing. Like this man is going to make so much money
July
now.
or August. Yeah.
I still don't think Jon will be ready by then. I think that if Jon fights this year, I think it'll be December.
I don't know. We'll see. I think he's ready. I don't know. We'll see. Francis is a different animal, though. That's 260 pounds of muscle.
Now he's got to mentally prepare for that.
Yeah, that's fun.
He physically prepared. Yep. Now he's got to mentally prepare.
Yeah. We'll see. But yeah, this was fun, man. This was fun. I think Dana would be happy with all those champions. 100%.
We'll tag him. We'll see if he answers.
Yeah. Except for Jon Jones at light heavyweight. I'll say Izzy at light heavyweight. I'll switch to that one,
All right.
Yeah.
All right, guys, that's going to do it for this episode. We just recapped Dana White's hypothetical champions. If they didn't even have to fight, they don't even have to fight in the UFC anymore. That's what we chose. I chose Brock Lesnar. I also chose Henry Cejudo.
We both chose Ronda Rousey.
Ronda Rousey. Yeah. So crazy list. We'll have more of these videos coming out. I enjoy doing these. No fight card this week, so we spoiled you. We got 2 videos releasing. Also, we have a show on Wednesday dropping. Make sure you check it out. Go subscribe on YouTube. Make sure you hit the subscribe button in the bottom right. Also, give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts. We're on all podcasting platforms at Coffee N KOs. And make sure you check out Sheath Underwear, our sponsor. Go to sheathunderwear.com. Use promo code Coffee N KOs. Get 20% off your entire purchase. Chafing season is here. Make sure you handle that, and we will see you all next time.